morning. Happy New Year. How was your day yesterday? The first day of 2026. It was weird. I have a hard time in the middle of the week. These 2 weeks have been crazy as far as figuring out what day of the week it is. It is Friday. And normally everybody will be back to work on Monday. But of course, I had some stuff I had to take care of. So I am here kicking it in gear, getting it done, and printing stuff and changing out calendars and starting to make appointments for the new year, doing all those things. And yes, I have not messed up yet writing 2026. Hey, it's been a couple hours now that I've been writing it. So I was printing stuff and, just thinking about stuff and, going over my little videos that I like to watch in the morning. And it's all about declutter. Everything is about declutter. And so, it's fun to start the new year off that way and figuring it out and stuff. And I was walking around the radio station. I was saying, there is some stuff that I could get rid of. There is some stuff I could declutter during the holidays. I saved every box and everything so that if I had to return anything, I only have one return left. And the only reason why I have one return left is because it fell behind something and I forgot about it until I was looking at my thing. So I have got all that taken care of. There wasn't that much because I actually was intentional when I was shopping this year, making sure, it was something I really needed or wanted or whatever. And I still don't have a couple presents that still have not come in, but that's okay. I'll use them for another thing. But very excited about being intentional as far as that goes this year. I have not had my word yet for the year. I'll get it. Might be, who knows when, but I'll get it. But I do know that I will just keep putting one foot in front of the other and keep doing the things I need to do. So on the declutter thing, I was watching this one video and it was exciting and interesting and, not overwhelming because, you'll start out so strong. Just like I bet the gym today is like crazy. There's no parking places. There's no equipment to use. It's just crazy. And in about 2 weeks, it will be half full. So when I do decluttering, I like to not start out where it's overwhelming, but I do like to refresh and redo. And this is a perfect time. You're taking down your tree, putting away all those decorations, putting away your Christmas gifts. So this is a great time. So the 3 things that I saw this morning, as you know, I like to look at stuff, is number 1 is if you see something that you haven't used, haven't touched, haven't whatever. So you're sitting on the couch and you're looking over at your entertainment center or whatever you're doing, or a blanket that you see or a pillow that whatever, okay? Get rid of it. If it has not been used, touched, or whatever in the last year, you just have it there and it's not any purpose. Now, there might be something like a photo album that, of course, you're not going to get rid of. But maybe it's just something that you have and I'll do that one day. Go ahead, donate it. So that was one thing. Second thing was same thing as if you're going to go and get dressed today or whatever, and you go to take a sweater out or a t-shirt out or whatever it is, and you have not worn that. You don't really like it. It doesn't fit. It's not your color, whatever. Donate it. Don't put it back. Why do we put it back? If we have not worn it, we have not liked it, it does not fit, whatever. Why do we put it back? So drawers in the closet are always a big thing for me. I try to do that a couple times a year. And I can tell I need to revamp that right now. And I am not good at the other. Like I'll say, I might use that one day. Well, I need to, like this year, I did not buy any wrapping paper. I did not buy any wrapping paper at all. I used what I had and I still have extra. So I'm trying to not buy, that's a weird goal, but I'm not going to buy bags, wrapping paper, or any of that. I'm going to go ahead and use what I have. And so it saved money and I already had it. So why not? So those are just some little things that I'm going to try to do this year. So I printed out another little chart because, I'm a chart kind of girl. And the first thing was junk drawer. How many junk drawers do y'all have? We all have them. Let's get real. So doing a junk drawer. And so I'm going to do that. That's something that's not day 1 of declutter is the junk drawer. So I challenge everybody, let's do a junk drawer today at your business and your house and just see how it goes. Now, junk drawers are famous for needing that stuff. You save that screw for a reason. You have that one piece of tape. You have that one part to something. Well, that's my junk drawer at least. If I haven't needed that part in a year, I did not figure out that screw this year. I did not need that one, whatever. I do not need those instructions to that thing that whatever. I do not use that Allen wrench that I thought I'll keep it just in case. Let's get rid of it. So a junk drawer day. Let's get rid of the junk, try to go through the junk drawer and clean that out. So that's number one. Then the saving rule. Now, this is a great time of year to save. And so, I was thinking, well, the penny thing, we can no longer use pennies, and I have thousands of pennies. So I don't know I guess I go turn them in and get a couple bucks. I don't know. I haven't figured that one out yet. And there might be some treasures hidden in all those pennies. So I don't know about that yet, but I am going to do something with all my pennies. I like to save $5 bills. I didn't do real well this last year. Because I don't know why. I'm not going to lie to you. I didn't do real well, but I did well. I didn't do real well. So I try not to ever spend a $5 bill. But my habits started going south when I would, have cash and I wouldn't go ahead and take the $5 bills out or put them in a different part of my wallet. See, that was what I used to do. Now I started keeping them with my regular money, and then they got spent. So whatever your habit is, if you're the envelope kind of person, if you're payroll deductible where you automatically put something away, if you don't spend dollar bills, if you keep all your change, I do keep all my change. That is a good habit. I throw it all in the bottom of my purse, and then at the end of the week, I clean out my purse. I put all the change in a jar. And you'd be amazed how quick the change adds up. If you're the $5 person, I have bought major things with $5 bills. I have bought trips. I have bought a wedding dress. I have bought a refrigerator with $5 bills. So I do it in increments of 100. I save them and I put them in an envelope so that it adds up and it looks more real. So that's a challenge. Maybe you're the person that puts $1 a day away, so $7 a week in your envelope. Or maybe you do it like yesterday you put $1 away. Today you'll put $2 away because it's January 2nd. I don't know what your cool thing is that you do, but if you've got some great cleaning, declutter ideas that you like to do that really have changed your life, or if you've got some great money tips that you do. And how many of us start out really, really strong, guilty, and then I get lazy. So I'm going to really apply myself this year to staying strong. Maybe I can't declutter something every day, okay, because I do have a job and I do help my husband's business and I do some other things. But maybe I'll, on Saturday, say, you know what, I'll catch it up. Maybe on payday, you say, you know what, I can't do it every day. I just can't. But on Friday, I can look at the days of the week and say, well, today is the first and the second for this paycheck, so I'm going to go ahead and put the $3 away. And then next Friday, take the third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, like that, and put that away. I don't know what works for you, but I do know if you'll come up with some little helpful ideas. Like this morning, I cleaned out my purse and the change because it was getting heavy. I probably had $7, $8 and change, in my purse. And so I went ahead and put it in the bag. And that multiplies very quick. So what are your little helpful ideas for decluttering and saving money this year? And what is your word for the year? Has God given you a word for this year? I know that yesterday I had several ministries calling me with some great stuff that's going on in town that we're not going to talk about yet until it's officially on its way. And I had people calling me about visions for this year and different things. So I feel that everybody is ready. We've went through a lot of stuff the last few years. We went through the COVID thing, and then after the COVID thing, and different technology and different changes. And I just feel like we are going to have the most wow year. I'm going to look back and I'm going to go, wow. And so I am going to try harder also to be intentional about taking that picture or writing something in my notes about that week. I'm not going to do it every day because I'm not going to. Why even start something I know I'm not going to do? But maybe once a week, or even if it's once a month, doing a recap Because like I saw that everybody was putting up like their pictures of 2025. They'd put up like 12 pictures of 2025. Why don't we do that and see what 2026 brings? So those are my little thoughts. I know my brain's going 90 miles an hour thinking of things, but I do. And my husband and I were sitting at dinner the other night, and we were talking about, what did we remember about 2025? Because you need to remember to keep you going. It's important to remember. And so we were saying a couple things, and we were talking about what are our goals for this year. And it's exciting to do that, to reflect and then to vision. And so I'm excited to see the reflections and the visions that God, fulfills this year. And I really believe he's going to fulfill some desires that I've been praying for and that I've been believing for. And it started off even yesterday with boundaries. Yeah, boundaries. That is something that I was not good at for a long part of my life. And God has really, over the last few years, wanting me to have boundaries. And my yes is my yes and my no is my no. And he was testing me yesterday. And I was like, okay, and even on some stuff that was hard, that was uncomfortable. And I was able to push through it. And so excited to see boundaries. You would never, ever, 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 ever guessed that I was okay with boundaries. I was always the one that was pushing the boundaries. But now God says, no, you're not going to push them. You're going to have them. And so that's been a big change in my life for the last couple years. And being okay to say no. Being okay to say no. I was not okay with saying no. I didn't want to hurt your feelings. I didn't want to whatever. But if the situation wasn't good for me and I needed to say no, I needed to say no and put that boundary up. So I'm excited to see what God is going to do in 2026. So I'm going to actually, because I am not good at this, this is my favorite book. I do it every year. I do it throughout the year. And I'm going to start with page 1. And I am going to go day by day. So today, God wants us to go further. He never wants us to quit growing. I did not even know what that said. And that's kind of like what I'm just saying about decluttering and having a vision. And remembering is important, but learning from remembering is important. And having goals is important. And setting boundaries is important. So I guess that's my thing this year. A little bit of all that. And God's going to critique it and mold me and shape me, but I'm excited to see what He's going to do. So it's Friday, January 2nd, 2026. The weather today is 66 with a low 45, Madison 66 with a low 41. It's like a 10, 15 degrees hotter than it's been the last couple of days. So it felt great this morning compared to the other mornings. If it's your birthday today, happy birthday, Debbie Z, a good friend of mine, and Sherry, and Jackson's birthday's this weekend. So if you're having a birthday or anniversary, happy. Maybe you're getting married to kick off the new year. I don't know what you're thinking. Maybe you're having a baby this new year. Who knows? But happy. Today cracks me up, but I talked about this at the very beginning. Personal trainer day. So everybody is figuring out how they want to get in shape this year. I just think keeping your body moving. I'm not going to say I'm going to join a gym. I'm not going to say I'm going to work out, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to do any of that. I'm just going to keep my body in motion. And to me, I will do that. I will drink water. I will keep my body in motion. All the other stuff, I'm not going to set myself up for failure. I'm going to be the best version of me I can be this year. Well, y'all, I'm praying for you. Y'all have a wonderful, great Friday, and I'll see you on Monday. God bless you. I'm praying for you.